understand how much I miss being around y'all.
Oh, much love.
Like, it's crazy in Chicago. You thought you would move back to Chicago and it'd be cool, but it's not. This weekend, 20 people passed. One of my homies took one of them bullets. It's rough.
It's really rough.
It's rough, man. We need to stay focused, man. Tomorrow not promised us. We gotta pray. We gotta stick together.
Wait, hold on.
We don't.
Bro, say that one more time, man.
20 people got shot.
No, not that part.
We need. Oh, tomorrow's not promised. We need to stay
That
focused.
part.
We need to pray.
Stop right there, bro. Bro, what's crazy is I went to church this past Sunday. Y'all was with me? Yeah. And the pastor message was, tomorrow is not promised. But what's even crazy, bro, when he was speaking, bro, he was getting in my spirit and everything. I just, you know, it was a song that was in my head, bro. Y'all trying to hear it? Yeah. Y'all really trying to hear it?
Sing that song, boy. You better sing.
Okay. It goes a little something like this. Tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that. Tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that. Yeah, next part goes say, tomorrow is not promised. And I can't say it better than that. You like that, Brady? Yeah, I'm gonna say it again, y'all. Tomorrow is not promised. And I can't say it better than that. Y'all good? First part. Let's say it again. Tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that. Hey, tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that. Hey, hey, tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that. Woo! Tomorrow's not promised. I can't say it better than that.
I might have something for that, actually. I look outside to a girl and a boy, see? The boy has a ball and the girl has a toy of a doll, and they look about 7 or 8. And the girl looks left to a bird on the gate, see? The bird looks back, then left to a car. I can kind of see the place, but it's still too far. The lights go out and it's almost dawn, and that's when I knew when something was wrong. As the car moved closer and closer, my heart beat fast as the car moved slower. And as I stood there, froze like a poster, I saw another guy standing there on the corner. He sees the car and then runs out of bounds. I heard 5 shots and they all rang loud. I ducked, looked back and nobody was found except for the girls laying dead on the ground because I could have been Laquan. The problems and hypocrisy is written in this poem. What's really going on? I'm trying to bring the peace from the Bible to the Quran and help bring a solution to what's really fucking wrong. Well, first off, J-roc is not our name tag. So we've been fighting like a mug to get our name back. You see, they focus on the moniker, forgetting about the art. We call it a war zone and they call it the National Guard. Fuck that. We need to find our way through it. One of my people could have got hit with a straight bullet chilling in the living room. It crashed through the window. It could have hit the fam, and that's just fucking with my mental. My residential area, unseen barriers we've been facing, but we far from February weather and adjacent to complacent. This is a PSA to all my homies serving weight. Life could tell a story. I'm praying you embrace it.
Tomorrow is not promised, and I can't say it better than that. Y'all help me out, y'all. Tomorrow is not promised, and I can't say it better than that. Let's tell it one more time, y'all. Tomorrow is not promised, and I can't say it better than that.
That was actually really good.
That was dope, man. Yeah. Okay. My boy.
Oh, man. Let's tell some stories.
Sweet. Yeah.
I don't know where you're trying to go, but I'm trying to get to my promised land. Pack your bags, it's time to go.
Young king from the south side. Where all them black boys and girls cried. Hustlers pushing for that new ride. I know y'all already know about the great Chicago. Still I wrote a song about it, like to hear it go. Used to take the CTA down to Morgan Park. Always sat in the back, forgive me, Rosa Parks. Them niggas spat Kanye in each and every hallway. Had the class been on the dropout, I'd have had straight A's. 9/11/07 graduation was a blessing. This was 8 years before, but Ye was playing all day, nigga. All day, niggas' brains go insane. Cause this life ain't nothing like the one that T-Pain sang. Robbed on your own block, shots at the bus stop. Even kids getting hit, dawg, that's where the buck stops. When them jackers want your green, dawg, that's where your luck stops. Hardest thing I ever seen was my parents' tears drop. When my granny's heart stopped, that was when I vowed to make a change. Pack my bags, hit the road and conquer everything. Mama say if you don't make it back by nightfall, just promise me you pick up when me and Pops call. I got you.
You're trying to go, but I'm trying to get to my promised land. I don't know where you're trying to go, but I'm trying to get to my promised land.
So when I was born, it's crazy, cause I actually flatlined on my mama's stomach. I don't know if y'all believe me, but it really happened. She was in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? She was probably asleep or something. And I guess the meters went off. You know, I be you know what I'm saying? Went out. My godmother's in the chest. Oh no, never. I didn't even meet him yet. You know what I'm saying? I guess she was thirsty to meet me.
When I was pregnant with Lil Mark, I was pregnant 9 months and 2 additional weeks. And it was a really trying time in my life trying to get my firstborn child into the world. He was just he just refused to leave my body. So I was in a lot of pain. The doctor went ahead, put me in the hospital and started inducing my labor so that I could try to get him out. And he just refused to come. And so one night I was just resting because they had gave me a lot of medicine and I was in so much pain. My best friend who was in the hospital with me, Diane, she was watching the monitor about 2 or 3 in the morning and she noticed it didn't look right.
The doctors came in rushing in. Oh, what's going on? Trying to fix it. So I don't know what they did. I thought they was trying to give me an early C-section, but I wasn't going for that. You know what I'm saying? So they did something and brought me back. Me and God had a little conversation, and you know what I'm saying? He told me I had a lot going for myself. So I'm finna turn up, so let me give you another chance.
He had flatline, which meant he didn't have any heartbeat. So I'm like, at this point, all nervous and sad and freaking out myself, don't know what to do. And then everybody came in and it was just like, right now, to this day, that was 23 years ago, I still can feel all the anxiety and the pain and how I was worried about it. And the doctors gave me some medicine and got his heart, kept shaking me to get it and did whatever they need to do and got his heart beating again. And then that's like this overcoming relief that hit me when it finally like, oh my God, he's gonna be okay. They said, Mom, he's gonna be okay. So we're just gonna take you off the medicine, let you rest for a few hours, and we're gonna go ahead and give you a C-section and bring him into this world. So I was really grateful that my best friend was right there by my side, because I think now, what if she wasn't there and what would have happened if she hadn't saw that? And you know, we both are grateful to her at this point.
No, for real though, it's crazy because I wouldn't be here talking to y'all today if that never happened. So I'm just blessed to see today. Moving to Chicago was totally different. Like, it's different vibes, different environments. And being me, I had to end up adapting to my environment because I didn't know what was going on. I'm coming from all the way from Blue Island to selling in Chicago. What, walking around the streets, walking around the hood? Well, you gotta be on point, you know what I'm saying? East side, southeast side Chicago, you know, people get mixed up with the same thing. East side Chicago, 87, man. That's where I was raised. But I had a small portion of my life when I was raised in Blue Island. Robbins, Illinois, kind of the same thing too. That's really where Dwayne Wade from. It's the house right here. It's the room. I was in that buried. They got all this stuff in there now. My bed and everything is nice, but I ain't really had no room. But I was in that drawing on the floor, making it happen. A lot of stuff happened over here. They had parties, you know what I'm saying? I had all my birthday parties right here. It was my homies. They was fighting right there in that corner, all the way in the back. It was crazy. But I seen like one fight out here. When I moved to Chicago, it was fights everywhere. It was just totally different from the suburbs. But the suburbs low-key turned into the hoods now. So much Section 8 going on. It's crazy. But back then, it was different because you could walk to the gas station, get you 4 bags of chips for $1, you know what I'm saying? You get them long ices that was dragging on the floor that you would eat, you know, teeth was cold by the time you got home and everything. So, you know what I'm saying? It was decent back then because me being a hooper, I was surrounded by basketball. All my dad had trophies all around the house. So he used to go to Gus Mackers, go to tournaments, travel. I'm like, how you traveling? You in the league or something? Like, he always gone. I'm thinking he in the NBA or something. He just playing outside. Oh, damn, you snap. You know what I'm saying? So me, I'm adapted to that. I'm like, oh, man, let me hoop. Let me pick up a ball. He used to take me outside, had me play one-on-ones and stuff like that. And, you know, I was always small, the smallest person in my class. He all the way up here. He winning. I thought you was going to let me win, you know what I'm saying? But he was getting me ready for the real world.
First impression when I seen Mark walk in the gym, I said, what the hell? Little bitty old dude, man, he weighed about 90 pounds. And I was like, man, oh man, this is Mark? Okay. But I like it. I like what I saw when I first seen him.
He used to try me out for the freshmen, you know what I'm saying? I was killing them. I used to try me out for varsity. I used to kill them too. He put me on varsity. Yeah, he had to snatch me out because I was too small. I couldn't get away with that much. But that was just me getting that mentality from adapting to my environment and bringing it to high school. I done turned up crowds, you know what I'm saying? I done had all the girls screaming for me in the crowd. You feel me? I done hit game winners, man. I done did all that really. I done played in outside tournaments with Jabari.
Me and Mark went to the same elementary school growing up. He's 2 years older than me. He's the same age as my sister, so pretty much grew up together. My name is Jabari Parker, from Chicago, Illinois. Grew up on the south side, South Shore. It's my neighborhood, 79th and Jeffrey. And I went to Simeon Career Academy. Went to Duke University for a year.
Jabari Parker, a star, absolute star. There is no doubt. I don't care what transpires here tonight.
And now I'm in Milwaukee, playing with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Good ball on the Bucks, Jabari Parker.
Growing up on the south side of Chicago, you would do a lot of stuff, man. You would see a lot of things at a young age that grown people don't even see, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're around a particular neighborhood with a lot of kids, you know, you were bound to go to the gas station, you know what I'm saying, get them 25-cent bags of hot flamers. You bound to go to the park for hours and get in trouble when you go to the crib after the street lights come on, man. You bound to go to the rink, you feel me? You bound to go to the rink, you know, them $10 hollers, them 7 to 11 joints. We don't even skate, okay? We don't even skate, you know, get your Zucathon on that joint, you know what I'm saying? So I was kind of like my childhood, but it was kind of different, you know. I was adopted at a young age, probably at birth, as I remember. And being adopted and going to group home, it's like back then you ain't feel it, but now that you older and you understand it now, it's more like, it's kind of intimate and it's kind of like not feeling sorry for yourself, but it's like that type of thing. What I went through when I was a young child, it kind of growth me to where I am today. And I just want to piggyback to it that growing up in that era, and it wasn't like that embarrassing, but it was a family that kind of picked me up, and they took me and my sister in. They were so cool, man. They came with like hella sisters, you know, brothers, aunties, and just like a full house of people. And I just remember I was in one crib. It was about 15 people in there. I'm damn, this is a damn clubhouse, you know what I'm saying? So I remember things like that, you know. My mother died. My adopted mother died at that point in time. And it was kind of rough at that point in time. I ain't know, like, damn, she died. And I don't know. It was just something about that, and it kind of took me over because I never experienced death. So me seeing that, like, straight on, I'm like, damn, yo, this could either break me or change me, you know? So from that point, man, my attention grew slimmer to the stuff I needed to do. it kind of merged onto the streets and the street life that my friends was doing back then. So, you know, from that point of age, man, I was gang banging. I was fighting, doing all this stuff, man. And it led me to jail before high school. And it was like, yo, we really in juvenile, like this shit. And I was there for at least like 3 weeks prior to a month. And then a young nigga getting on house arrest. I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm 25 out here, you know what I'm saying? Like I was doing crazy mess. And from that point on, y'all, it kind of molded my ability to change the way I feel towards the streets onto something that I really want to do. So I was locked up for that something. Now I'm in high school, man. Shout out to Simeon. I got some lifetime friends in there, man. Shout out to my boy Terrence. He was one of my best friends in there, man. We led everything together.
Yo, it's me, Franchise, and right now we are in Simeon Career Academy High School. Man, it's where me and Jasper first met freshman year. So you already know what that means. We go way back, 10 year plus, homie, you feel me? So, man, we have been through a lot in this school, man. The school usually known for sports, basketball, football, you feel me? Got the Jabari Parkers, D. Rose, Ben Wilson. But we chose to go another route. We did the arts, we danced, man, we did pep rallies. Man, you name it, fashion shows. It's just stuff that you know what I'm saying, that you can just think about like, man, we done been through it all up in this thing, you feel me?
Chicago's favorite nerd.
Fuck fame, get money, that's where it's at.
This Chicago. Where I'm from, people dying every day. Whenever I leave the house, my mama on her knees to pray. I make it back where I'm from. Yeah, I make it back where I'm from.
When I'm gone, you can still hear my voice through the speakers. The hunger and the pride and all of my other features live on. I'm gonna be here forever. Yeah, I'm gonna be here forever.
And where we at now, might as well call it home. The auditorium, man. We went crazy in here every time. Ripped the stage. You know what I mean? Started my music off, this was my first performance spot. Everybody started giving me love, giving me props on my music, you feel me? So this is the foundation of my career, you know what I mean? So you now looking and witnessing me and my environment. Franchise, it's me. Let me tell my story.
Steady going while I'm steady losing people for D-Reed was my man and Saeed, man, he was broke. But it's all God's plans, I don't even get it though. We never posed a question, but that was just one I need to know.
I wanted to be like Michael Jackson. I wanted to be this person in the limelight, so I got to dancing, you know what I'm saying? I did dance, you feel me? And footworking was that genre that I kind of content with. And footworking low-key saved my life, man. If I never footworked, man, I never learned the skill, or not to learn that Chicago emblem of doing that, I probably wouldn't be talking to y'all right now because it was real back then for me, man. I ain't had no guidance really. I was just out there just doing whatever. And doing that, man, I met a couple people that taught me how to footwork, man. Shout out to the Era footwork crew.
Sounds, what they do, what they do, what they do, what they do. Bang, bang, bang. What they do, what they do, what they do, what they do. Bang, bang, bang. That's what the speakers are for.
Learning how to footwork and learning the basics and just going on to the other steps really what kept me sane in that type of time. But don't get me wrong, it was still stuff going on. Like we had practicing, like, you know, on hostage. So we was getting chased down by the modes and stuff like that, you know. It was crazy at that time. If you dedicated at that, you know what I'm saying, we was dedicated. I was dedicated. I really wanted to learn it. I wanted to go to War Zone, Channel 19 on the west side. shout out to footwork, and footwork is never dead. It's just it just has to be more, you know, more up there.
It's DJ Skin Bitch and DJ Rashad. We off that Cali, you know we smoke hot. Smoke hot.
Hey, go one more time. Go one more time. No, hell no. Come on, folks.
Hey, this Key, you know, from Chicago and shit. Let me tell my story. I said, Belly was a song, my nigga, this would be it. Cartier frames, a bottle of Chris. With the flick of the wrist, it turned frigid and shit. Just who deep in the 6, me and my bitch cruising, bumping my shit. And I keep that shit 100, never pleading the 5th. Catch me drinking the 5th, my lips needing a spliff. A bitch whispered in my ear, said she loose and I'm stiff. I took a look at her rear, and then I shedded a tear. I got my young boy behind me with some shit on his hip. That'll make his ass flip. I tell him get him some grip before he let that bitch rip right after taking the ships, hitting the dip. My blueprint is fully equipped. I used to dream about this shit until I learned it exists. Send niggas like Jan Kiss, hop in the whip, do 106, get ghost like it was hunted and shit. I wish I was front of the brick cause I was never content. They said a struggle make you stronger while I'm hard as cement. They said that shit happens for a reason, boy, that shit wasn't meant. I should be in the May, back of the Benz, cool as a mint, windows tint, and Dolce and Gabbana to sit, but instead, I'm out here trying to make them ends for the rent. Hard cold means the Grinch, give you a hint, but never forget, saying your mom do anything for a fix. Watch it get sick, Dr. Bills, your pockets full of that lint, but it's cool, cause I'ma do it again. Top 10 kid, his friend making bitches was big. They used to charge a 10 in the fan just to get in. Now it's me plus the money I spend, if ever I spend. Gotta think about the honeys I've been. They say death coming too, so I'll be killing these twins. Let me stop before my girl give me the end of me grin. Yeah. And these niggas be frenemies and enemies kin. Yeah. Till infinity end, y'all offending me, man. My 10-year niggas can tell you when I picked up the pen. Hey, Boogie. Let the story begin. From beginning to end, I'm ready, nigga, and I'm ready, I'm in, I'm good. Fuck they time out.
This is where it all started at, man. This is really where I got into tattooing. From tatting hot addicts to coming down here. Finna get ready for this tattoo right now, but man, come from Chicago, this was, I ain't had no choice but to do this, you know. All I want to do is play basketball all my life, but adapt to my environment from out there to coming in here, I ain't had no choice. I used to be upstairs in my room, drawing what I seen outside, you know, accustomed to what I was doing out there and coming in here and drawing what I seen. Man, it's crazy. I used to be upstairs literally with my brother Justin, used to hear gunshots, used to fall on the floor. And man, next day I'm putting it down on paper. I used to draw like bullet holes, the skyline looking through it, cause I had to get that grind mentality, man. Like, it's real. You gotta grind. Coming out of Chicago, man, you gotta make it happen. So that's what I'm finna do right now, get into this tattoo, bring y'all into my world. Yeah, I've been drawing since like grammar school. It's crazy. Yeah, literally since like grammar school. But it's crazy because nobody ever knew I could draw. Like nobody. My friends didn't know I could draw. My people didn't know I could draw. Nobody. Like I literally kept it to myself just because all I want to do was hoop.
I can't draw a straight line, so I knew he couldn't get anything like that from me. But he was up there drawing, sketching. I can't remember, was it a car or something he had saw. He copied off of something, and he drew down like, he's like, look what I drew. I'm like, you drew that? Really? Did you draw that? He's like, yes, I drew that. I'm like, oh, you traced it? He's like, no, I looked at the picture and he showed me the picture. I'm like, oh my God, that's crazy. You have skills. You must be getting it from someone, but you didn't get it from me.
Quick sketches. Man, this when I first started right here. Just draw always like little characters, like little, I don't know, because I was bored and I used to be in my room, just watch TV, so I used to just low-key draw what I seen.
Like since 5th, 6th, 4th, 3rd, he always drawing. Every rip, drawing on his arms, drawing, getting in trouble for drawing them textbooks, all that, you feel me?
We literally had people shooting out window, like burning cars, like our house got raided. You know what I'm saying? I'm putting all that down on paper because I'm putting my frustration into my craft and just putting down what I was accustomed to.
And so my son called me one day. He was up in school at Parkland, and he was just talking about what he wanted to do with his life, and he was like, Mom, I really don't think I need a college degree. I was like, excuse me?
I was thinking, like, I used to wake up every day and look in the mirror like, man, what are you doing? Like, this can't be it. It gotta be another level. Like, what you doing? You going to school every morning, waking up 8 o'clock, and I was never satisfied. I called my mom on the phone, like, man, I don't think the school stuff for me. She, what? Boy, get your degree.
I mean, he was really, at that point, tired and just wanted to, get started with a career. And I'm like, because he would be like one of the first people in our family to graduate from college, other than his older sister who had just graduated. And I'm like, Mark, absolutely not. You need this college degree. No matter what area you decide to go in, having a college degree, having just a BA behind you will give people more understanding and support for you and your business.
I was so into my craft and I was hustling. Like, I was always hustling. I used to be in grammar school selling my daddy burnt CDs, like burnt movies. Like, I used to stash in my locker and used to grind. I used to have people lined up drawing book covers. Like, I used to be selling those, like book covers for the class next period. Like, I was always grinding, getting that grind mentality.
They would see like, okay, this young man is about something. At least he got a college degree. So that puts you one step above somebody else on the street who just doing this and then having no college degree. So I kept saying, no, absolutely not. You got to do it. And he's like, maybe we can find a school that's more of a trade to do something you enjoy doing.
She was just telling me, man, okay, just come on. So I had to drop out. I couldn't do it. I had to go back to Chicago. I was like, man, I got to do something. I got to have some source of income. So let me get a job, man. Let me work at Target. Let me work at Peace. You know what I'm saying? Target, that used to be hell. I never wanted to wake up 5 o'clock in the morning. I used to call off I was surprised they ain't fired me. I was trying to get fired so I can get some little money, but they never wanted to fire me. Like, I never wanted to be that average Joe. I never wanted to be that Bob that was working till they was like 60. Them old heads that just be in that working. You know what I'm saying? I never want to be that.
Came in, filled out the app, a little help with his mom, come shopping over here, fills out the app, comes in there all shy, looking like Little from Moonlight and shit. Real quiet kid, was a good worker, till,
I got hired at Peace, and then that was doing good for about a year, and then guess what? I got fired for stealing chicken.
We should have Mark over there with the fucking butcher knife then. When we let go of Mark, just so happened one week he wanted to have a little get-together party with some of the homies and shit, right? Small wings that he needed to have for the barbecue were $4.69 a pound, but we had these party wings that are cut for $1.29 a pound. So he figured if he cut the small wings, make them the party wings, save himself about $3 a pound.
I'm trying to get another job. Peace to fire me. I'm failing drug tests. I'm scared to go home and tell my people I ain't got no job. They think I got an interview, but I failed drug test, so what I'm doing now? So I looked at the tattoo kit. It was in the corner under my bed. I pulled it out, started practicing with my brother. And I ain't practicing no fake skin. I went straight into it. And I was like, man, I started booming from there, put it on Instagram. Started getting likes, because I was already getting likes, drawing the celebrities and stuff like that, and getting reposts. So I started putting my tattoo work on there. I started booming from there, and just took off, skyrocketed. So just like Ford, started off with my brother.
How I stumbled into tattooing, I was bored, you know what I'm saying, New Year's, you know what I'm saying, I played around with my homie tattoo machine, and I tattooed my brother, you know what I'm saying. Domino effect right after that. I didn't know what I got myself into, you know what I'm saying, but like I said, pressure make diamonds, and I moved forward with it, you know what I'm saying, and you know, became real good at it, you know what I'm saying? But it was definitely a struggle though, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing overnight.
I did one line, it did not show up. I tried it again, still ain't show up. I'm like, oh no, I quit. I quit already. I'm done. I don't want to do this no more. This ain't for me.
I used to rent hotel rooms to tattoo out of, you know what I'm saying? I used to push the beds up on the wall and steal chairs and bring chairs in, go buy chairs at Walmart to have people come sit around just so I could tattoo. You know what I'm saying? Like, police used to come in and invade, all that. But like I said, I didn't let none of it stop me, you know what I'm saying, to get where I'm at right now. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely a blessing and it's all worth it.
What you talking about, you quit? Like, I quit. Like, this hard, man. What if I mess somebody up for life? Like, what up, you know what I'm saying? This ain't, I can find something else, man.
Nothing is overnight. Don't let nobody ever tell you that shit is overnight. It's unreal, it's untrue. It's not happening. Like, if you ain't working for it, you ain't gonna see the results. That's what anything you do.
A couple months later, I got some more tattoos, and I'm like, yeah, I was in a bad position at the time anyway. I'm like, fuck it, I might as well take the risk. Yeah, I started. I came back to Chicago, and I think I had did one of my homies from school, from Thornwood, tattoos. Matter of fact, it was Smiley, my uncle. And everybody like, oh, you do tattoos now? You do tattoos? Then I started tattooing myself. And from there, it was just shit. I've been tattooing ever since.
So I'm from Australia, so moving back to Chicago, I didn't really have no one to do my tattoos, but I knew my cousin was going crazy out here on the tattoos. I used to see him on Instagram going crazy on everyone. So now he cold on all my stuff. He did all my stuff since I've been back. So he just be going crazy on me. So every time I see someone with a tattoo, I just be sending to him, trying to get their clientele up, you know what I'm saying?
Unfortunately, this artist lives in my basement tattooing, and he will tattoo to the middle of the morning. And all you can hear is the buzzing sound of this gun. And of course, we have to sleep and get up in the morning. So it gets annoying sometimes. But you know, again, I want to support my son and let him do what he needs to do. But it gets a little tiring. But he really wants to get this business started, and you know, we have to do what we have to do to support him. And he might tattoo here till the middle of the morning. He may pack his stuff up and go to somewhere else. He may ask his sister, can he go to her house and tattoo? He will do whatever he needs to do to get the job done and, you know, make a name for himself. And I have to love him for that and appreciate him for that.
Where it all started at, 87th Street. Man, like, this is my brother's crib. Right across the street from here is my crib. Like, I used to come home every day after school, high school, after school hours, just cut hair in the backyard, like, with no light. I used to cut so many people around the neighborhood, like, I used to cut old people, young people, babies, aunties, girls, and all that. And I used to come to the backyard, and I had this little chair with 2 clippers. I used to have it back there, 10 to 20 people. And then I used to do that a lot. Then I got to cut in the basement in my crib as well. And then it came a time that my uncle got tired of that. It was too much traffic around the house. Where we at now, it's my brother's crib. He literally live across the street from my house. So this is where I'm at right now, waiting on him. He always take a long time, but that's why I always go here, just to just get all my other customers out the way. When my uncle said, oh, no more customers, it was getting too hot, I came literally across the street.
It all started with his mother and my grandma was like the first 2 people on the block. I looked at Jasper like a little brother. But it first started, I never knew Jasper could cut hair. I always heard, man, Jasper could cut. So I started off with a lining just to make sure he can cut. This was his home right here, shit. Every day after work, fucking Monday through Sunday, I get off work, he here. You know, it's like my little brother, shit. come in, spend the night, left him in the crib, locked the door when I left. You know, he trustworthy. So now he just gradually became one of the top barbers in Chicago. So that's why I respect him. It's like, that's family right here. So.
Like, who cut your hair? That was always the prominent question. And I always tell them it's me. So ain't nobody believe me until I brought my clippers to school and got to cutting the staff members up.
Man, what's up, y'all? We the twins, man. This basically our story. Let me tell my story. All that. He was in Simeon, used to cut our hair all the time, you feel me? First barber. Soon we found his ass cut hair. Bald face, them bogus ass.
Yes, fake.
Every day we had to go to school type stuff.
For real.
But when he came around, he gave us all that. We was the first kids, I think, in my school that had the juice. I'm talking about anything you can name, we was the first because of him.
Shit, he made us some trendsetters for real. You could definitely cut hair if you want to make some money. So this is where I'm at right now. This is where it all started at right here.
Robert O'Leary, Uncle Jasper, Noland.
Hold on, do it again.
Start over. What got me really into cutting hair, it never was about the money. It was just about, you know, you can make a person feel good. You know, sometimes that's the most important thing, is that you can make a person feel good, feel confidence about themselves. And that's what really got me into doing hair. And I used to do a little modeling for people for hair shows, and you know, just fell in love with it. I mean, I kind of knew he was going to school, and you know, like I tell every young brother and sister out here, you know, learn you a trade, and doing hair is the easiest trade that anybody can do. You know, it's like I tell people, it's really not about the cut, it's about the lining. If you know the basics in cutting hair, you can master this. You can teach yourself how to cut. And you know, I knew he was going and I wanted him to learn something. I just never knew he'd become this good in it. But I'm happy, you know. What else can I say? He makes me feel good. He motivates me. So, if anything, I want to say thank you to Jasper.
Just started out cutting hair at the age of about, let's say, 9. I think it was 9. But anyway, so my father used to cut my hair when I was a shorty. I didn't think nothing at all was wrong with the way my hair looked. Until I started going to the barbershop and seeing how real haircuts look.
My father, he cut hair as well. He was actually decent. He just always gave me a bald fade, and I ain't like that. I didn't like getting bad haircuts.
My lining grew a little funny, and I thought he couldn't line me like the barbershop did. So I wanted to try it myself. I started out with a little drawing background. I always wanted to be an artist. So I figured I can at least make a box like they did in the barbershop. So I moved out to the suburbs and couldn't get to that barbershop as much as I wanted to. And it just forced me to learn how to mess up my own hair until I got good. This business started with me cutting my homies' hair around the corner in garages and sheds and the bathrooms, wherever we could get it done.
I'm like, man, let's just see what college about. I didn't really want to go to college. I got a mentor that was in Simeon, man, that signed me up, man. He did all the work for me. I got accepted. Got accepted, man, to NIU, man. I got accepted to NIU, Northern Illinois University, and that shit changed my life forever. Like, forever, man. Forever.
Motherfuckers don't party anymore. All we do is drugs. What y'all bothering me for? Don't do too much. You ever kick it with white people? You should probably try it. In a place where they don't turn up no more, they start riots. No.
Alright, first time I seen Jasper's growth was our sophomore year when he had the whole Neptune East hallway sold up with people. I'm talking about he had about 30 heads lined up just for one person. He had our whole room. Our dorm room was small. Man, just hot. you got at least about 15 people in the room, another 20 people in the hallway waiting for this one man to get a cut. That's how you know you a cold barber. You people waiting from 5 p.m. to 11 at night just to get a cut. It was crazy.
I remember back in the day, 3rd floor Neptune East for the $10 haircut season, man.
First met J-roc, it had to be my freshman year. He was cutting hair on my floor and shit. I remember it was like he had the whole thing. It was like 50 people up in there. It was like 50 people at all times. And I'm like, damn, who this nigga is? Shit, he fucked with me, you know what I'm saying? Put me on, gave me his clients when he wasn't around, you know what I'm saying? Taught me how to cut, all type of shit. Just a real stand-up nigga. And shit, he was from Chicago too, and it ain't a lot of people out here, you know what I'm saying, in college and stuff that don't be fronting they move and stuff, so.
My freshman year of college, like I said, I had business cards, I had flyers roaming around the school, and it blew me up. It blew me up. I was like a campus celebrity, I think. And around that time, I wasn't going to class. I had like a 1.9. I was on academic probation. I was gonna get my ass kicked out, y'all, no lie. But I ain't know how to balance money with schoolwork. So by that time, I got kicked out. Yeah, I'm at the crib now. So I had to go back to my mentor and tell him, like, man, G, you told me to get money, right? And I ain't want to blame him, but I blamed him. So by me just learning from my mistakes, I hustled all summer by having a job downtown and now cutting to my brother's crib. I made it back in college. It was the hustle with me to get back to school. So when I was doing house calls, working at my brother's crib, working downtown, I finally added up $2,000 and got back in. And from there, people respected me. People respected, like, yo, how the fuck did you even have that sense of trying to get back in? It was just, I don't know, Chicago made me who I am today, and that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to get a degree, because nobody in my family got a degree. I'm just gonna be the first generation to have it, and probably lead that on to more generations. But that's what I did.
My name is Christopher Mitchell. I'm a counselor here at Northern Illinois University through the Chance program, which is an admissions program for NIU. Jasper's one of my students. I met him in 2012. He was admitted through the Chance program, and I was blessed with the opportunity to be his counselor. So I've known J-roc since 2012, and he's a great guy. He's definitely ambitious. He's definitely a go-getter. He will stop at nothing to accomplish his goal. I've seen him from 2012 to now start cutting hair. I've seen him networking. I've seen him become a part of the campus and really become a pillar for the African American population of students here. From being an entrepreneur to being a motivator. He's always got a smile on his face, regardless of the different adversities he may have fought through and gone through just to get here. In 2012, he's always been an inspiration to me, and believe it or not, he's taught me a lot just from seeing how you can come from the neighborhood and environment he's come from and continue to push and not let your circumstances pull you down, bring you down, or distract you. And I've seen him really go from the bottom to the top, and I'm proud of that dude. I haven't seen another student better who's had the type of testimony and type of story that he's had.
David Seymour, currently working in the capacity of a counselor in the Chance program, which is an alternative admissions program here at Northern Illinois University. Also have the privilege of teaching a class called Contemporary Issues for Black Men here at NIU, which is focused upon retention and, in a sense, life skills development for black males here at the university. Jasper Noland is a former student. He took my class, Contemporary Issues for Black Men, as well as he's a student of the program. And so through his relationship with my colleague, Chris Mitchell, we formed a relationship. He's sometimes my barber, but definitely, I say my boy. You know, one thing that was obvious from our senior luncheon back in May, that who he was coming in is who he remains to be. And so he's very authentic in who he is. He's not going to let situations change him, but he understands, I think, the value of education, and he uses that as a stepping stool to get him to where he's trying to go in life. But who is Jasper? He's a good dude. He's silly. Solid dude. There's more I can say, but I'll keep it at that.
You could say all through college I paid my way. Every semester I paid it off on my own. It wasn't no scholarship. It wasn't, people was like, yo, $2,000, $3,000 balance. You know what I'm saying? Paid it off. We hustled, you know what I'm saying? So I was blessed enough to work in this shop called Christian Field Style Bar.
What's up, y'all? I'm Mekamo Day. I am an educator here at Christian Fields Style Bar, now known as Christian Fields Legacy Salon.
James, Blocked by James.
Candace, also known as the Lock Talk.
Hi everybody, I'm Jasmine.
Everyone here calls me MJ.
Hey everybody, my name is Arnisha. I'm a stylist here at Christian Fields Style Bar.
Yeah, man, my mentor put me on. He had a friend named Christian. And Christian was, he was one of them people that, one of them down-to-earth people, man, a big smile on his face. I always wanted the best for somebody. I always want the best for people to just learn the craft of what he learned and exactly what I'm trying to do now. And, man, he brought me in.
I already knew about the Christian movement because Christian, the person that he created a movement, a natural hair movement in Chicago, which it already was a movement, but he just took it up a notch and opened what I feel is the premier salon to work in Chicago if you do not have your own salon.
It's a 2-floor shop with a restaurant. It was real big, and they got like a classroom all the way in the back. So Christian Field Style Bar was a school. It was like a hair school, but it was like locticians, you know.
We built an establishment, which I'm in right now, that was built upon this peer creativity, love, a love for the culture.
You know, I hear a lot of people say things like, oh, they just a stylist or they just a barber. You know, he let us know, he taught us that it's beyond just being a stylist or just being a barber. You are, man, sometimes you're a doctor, sometimes you're a psychiatrist, sometimes, I ain't gonna say psychiatrist, but psychologist. You are so many things up under the umbrella of stylists, but I like to call us artists.
I'm in the culture and of the culture. And so he left behind a place where we can come and practice our craft and be in the culture and then help the culture thrive and move forward however we see fit.
I started out doing locks in 2008, and I had just quit working a government job and wanted to do something for myself, you know, make my own money and not have to clock in and all that.
I dropped out of college my 3rd year and kind of just wanted to do my own thing. And Chris gave me an opportunity to do something lucrative with my time, and that was locks.
The people that he brought into the salon were ex-drug dealers and single moms and, you know, people that really had backgrounds and stuff like that. And he gave us a skill that feeds us every day, that, you know, pays the bills.
He had this wonderful way of finding the diamonds in the rough. And he would find them in his own fashion. And just like Christian found myself, and he found all the other wonderful, beautiful people in the salon, one day I come in and it's this young cat in the salon who's a barber and he's hot. He's doing his celebrity thing. I see cameras around him. I see lights, and I'm just like, whoa, okay. All right, who are you? I find out it's Jasper.
J-roc, Jasper.
I don't call him J-roc, I call him Jasper.
When I first started here, I didn't see him, and I didn't know where he was, and they kept saying, we got a barber, we got a barber. Never met the barber. Why? Because he was at school.
Motivated, strong, determined, he don't give up, he focused, you know. You don't see a lot of young boys like that. He did all that while in college. You know, he come back and forth here, he cut hair, make sure he make money.
J-roc has cut my hair, he's now my barber. He's so busy, I have to take a number. And I work with, look, I feel like I literally have to take a number.
And he always ended up doing something very positive.
I seen that he was thriving. He was on his BI. handling this business. Peaceful dude, fly, definitely fly. You know what I'm saying? Worried about sneakers, get a diploma, moving forward and advancing his life. How could I not get with that?
Chris was a major bridge to bring Jasper into the fold. And right away when I met and really started to get to know Jasper, I knew that he had a whole different movement going. Because a lot of people they cool with just being at the level of artistry that they're at. But Jasper chose to take it further, and I think that he's a wonderful example to people young and older. So man, don't stop your artistry at whatever you're doing right now. Take it to that next level. So I commend him for telling his story, and I tell everybody else, man, let Jasper be an inspiration to you so you can tell yours. Alright?
Cause they don't hit me, they don't hit me, they don't hit me though. They don't hit me, they don't hit me, they don't hit me,
So now I'm in the shop. In that first week of me being in the shop, I had no customers. I'm talking about the people that said from college they was gonna come to the city and support, never even came. And my boss looked at me with a weird eye, like, yeah, I thought you was the man. And I had to tell him, like, at school I am, but I guess not here. But he actually sat me down and he taught me the basis of business. In that area, you have those people there that lives in that area, an hour away. People that you got in Chicago, you have to obtain, you have to create, and you have to attract. So he told me a thing about social media, which everybody gets on, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, but I never knew how to use it as a business. So he told me start taking my old pictures, start editing them up and throw them out there and put the location on it. And I did that, and I kid you not, the whole summer, I tripled my clientele from when I was in college. So I'm at school, summer break is over with, and I get a call that my mentor, my boss, the one that taught me everything about social media, is in a heart attack. So I'm like, for real? I just talked to him. But not understanding that he was just so vibrant and so energetic, I ain't believe him. And eventually, an hour later, he passed away.
Okay, 512 is one hidden, but we are not really sure if we're in the surrounding counties and Peoria, but it is one hidden for Joseph Gilmore out of 4104 South Michigan. Oh, 680, you got the air. What direction? Where are you? 317. Shots fired! Shots fired! Units in 5 and on Citywide getting shots fired. Right ahead. Black jeans. Red hat, black jeans. Give me a location. I can't hear you. That's 106th Street. 17 West 106th Street, 10-4. Units in 5 and on Citywide. 317 West 106th Street getting a 10-1. Shots fired. Shots fired. 317 West 106th Street. Get some more cars over there. 317 West 116th Street. 106th Street. 3. Got it. 316 West 106th Street. Getting shots fired over there.
One-time enemies, male, black, tall, is about 5'10", light complected, dreadlocks, rich.
Whole time, this Chicago. Motherfuckers ain't never finna catch me like you hear me, so I'm definitely gonna hood through the gangway, hood, we through this dip, you feel me? Motherfuckers get on that with your ass, hey bro, for who is you for? Hold on, slow down, shorty. Fuck is you trying about whole time though? You definitely in the land. Let me tell my story on God.
762 people murdered in the city of Chicago in 2016. That's more than LA and New York combined. An average of 2 people killed in the city per day. You could see that number has skyrocketed from 468 murders last year, wiping to the number of people shot in Chicago. 4,331 people shot in the city.
In Chicago, more than 4,000 people were shot last year alone. And the murder rate so far this year has been even higher.
Crime and killings there reached epidemic proportions.
Where police officers shot and killed 2 people on Saturday.
Relatives said Betty Jones lived downstairs from Quintonio LeGrier, 19, the subject of the initial call of domestic disturbance to police, who also was killed by the officer. Lee Greer's mother, Janet Cooksey, held a photo of her son as she spoke at a rally.
And bullets was put in my son. 7. That's a bit much. 8 shots was fired. 1 hit an innocent lady that was just opening her door. Something is wrong with this picture. Something is wrong. Something needs to be done.
His badly reporter was asking me questions. So you against disciple, you against disciple, you against disciple. I said, okay, if I'm against the disciples, I'm against the disciples, gonna help stop the killing in the community.
Be they BD, be they GD, be they Stone, be they Lord. They all one nation, in peace. Peace. Ain't no level to what you can do, because now you got what they say you got to have in order for you to do. Oh, there it is. Hey, there it is. That's real. That's real. Yeah, the thing is this, man. The reason we out here to show you so you can show your people. Exactly. Yeah. Okay. The power that we have in Chicago. Right. And this is before Sessions become the Attorney General, before Trump go in. Today is what? 13th. Friday 13th. Yeah. Okay, ain't no bad luck day for us. It's another day. You know what I mean? So that's 8 days before everything gonna happen. Exactly. The world's eyes is on Chicago because of the violence it's supposed to be. Okay, my thing is this. Anybody involved in senseless shootings and killing, raping women and children, disrespecting, robbing elders, they got a problem. There's been 6 mass shootings in Chicago. You probably just had one the other day. You know what I mean? Okay. Individuals doing that, they terrorize the community.
You always had black on black killing, white on white killing. We always had that. Don't let this stuff right here fool you. It always
it's been that way.
Always been like that. Just like over there Korean.
Right.
Everybody over there, you don't see Korean killing one of us. They killing one another. That's what they did. But then when we start killing each other, that's the problem. But we need to stop it. Y'all got so much power. Y'all can take this world over. When y'all have fights, y'all game around, look at one another. When we used to fight, it was like your mama said, "What was you doing watching them fight?"
That's right.
So what you doing watching them fight? Oh, you come on in. You gonna have a fight here. Well, our mother sat down and told us to do something. We did it. My mom used to stay upstairs, and my mom used to call my name. I'd come downstairs, pass her room to go to the kitchen, bring her some water, or get a Pepsi with some ice. Bring it back to her room and go upstairs. And she probably 15 feet. Y'all be tripping. Y'all be like, what?
You get that, bro. You right there.
Garbage, everything had to be done. Had to be done. There was no it's busting about it. You was the oldest. Your sisters, brothers, and the homework had to be done. Other than that, you got beat. We couldn't answer the phone. We couldn't do none of that. If my daddy came, if my grandma came to the house, and my mother told me don't answer the door, all right, grandma.
Okay, you can't get in, right?
Me personally, I grew up without a father in the household, and so I was raised in a single-parent home with just my mom in the inner city of Chicago. And we later on moved to the suburbs, but it was still different not having a father or a father figure there. And so certain things as a young man, I had to teach myself and learn how to do on my own, such as tie a tie, fight, shave, as you can see I didn't do.
And I think we talk about black on black crime, and we really don't attribute to the real menace to society, which is society itself. Because if we really look at this situation, you should be able to put white folks in, say, Inglewood and North Lawndale, and they would bring freshness and life to the place. But if you took them and put them in the same situations that brothers and sisters are in right now, they'd be doing the same thing. They'd be killing each other. And they'd be doing all of that because the environment was created to create violence and to create elimination of black folks. If you really want to get rid of the violence in Chicago, they're going through all this stuff and talking all these things. Why don't you bring some jobs in there? Why don't you bring some trade schools in there? Why don't you give a good education in there? And why isn't anybody looking for how everybody got a gun? You know, nobody said anything about finding how they got all these weapons that an 8-year-old could get a weapon for $25, $50, an automatic weapon. And so it's systemic racism, and it's set up the way it's set up. It's working.
I've lost 2 students due to gun violence. One, actually, he had transferred to Ohio, and another student, Steve Agee, who I think about it every day. Our relationship transcended that of the academics, and he was really like a nephew to me. And so what I've tried to do is utilize my time here at NIU to not only save students' lives academically with regard to retention, but try to equip them with life skills that when they're not around me, that I've taught them enough that when life finds them up against the wall in that struggle, that they have been equipped with the right choices to make. It's up to them to make the choice, but I want to at least inform them that there are different options available.
For the most part, the violence in Chicago really stems from that father not being in the household, in my opinion. And the mother, she probably works late, doesn't have the amount of resources to kind of take their young brother out, or even that young lady out of that type of violent system. Educational structure is also one of the reasons why violence is going the way it is. If you look at the low-income neighborhoods in the inner city of Chicago, a lot of them have a lack of resources.
It's just a different generation. If y'all start respecting one another and helping one another,
Man, y'all be powerful.
because y'all got to win.
Yeah.
I was just telling Terry, I said, a friend of mine told me about that Detroit exhibit that's with the slaves.
Yeah.
How they got it where you go underneath, they got a temple where you go in the basement and they got it shaped like a...
The bottom of the boat. Right. I went through it in Detroit. It's like the slave ship, man.
They said, man, they had piss on the ground, little turds.
Right.
And Nikki told me the worst part, they had the moaning when you went down there like you was on that ship.
Yeah, right.
She said when she came out, she wanted...
Good hard motherfucker. She want to go find somebody white to slap.
If we got that knowledge, why don't we do what needs to be done and educate? And that's the biggest thing. I think if we want to survive in America, black folks have to educate themselves. Because how you gonna ask the persons that put you in that situation to help you get out?
This causes a lack of value of education. The lack of value of education causes students or children not to value the different qualities and really get a chance to see what other opportunities are available to them, because they don't have the educational experiences to really learn from those things. So absentee of the father, lack of resources when it comes to education. The parents also sometimes are not informed, and if you have kids growing up in an environment where the resources aren't there, the parents are struggling to make ends meet and provide, the father's not in the household, all those just those 3 different factors alone contribute to violence.
I didn't start voting until I was 23. And my best friend was voting since he was 18. And he had to come home with that slip to show his father.
Right. That brings them.
I'm like, man, you voting? He said, yeah, man. He said, I gotta vote. My father said, I don't care who you vote for, just bring that slip home. Bring that slip home. Because we keep on missing votes. That's how this president got in. That's how this governor got in. Because then that mind wash, like, ain't nothing gonna happen. Okay, if ain't nothing gonna happen, so what's the difference you voting or not? Now you see the difference.
Man,
If you
feel it yet, boy.
it's crazy. They voting.
Sure is.
Now the whites are outvoting the blacks now. Cause they want to. That's the only way they're gonna keep us down. Because when they outvote us, it's a remap.
That's right.
And when they do the remap, we're gonna be the lowest one on the totem pole. Now it's gonna be black, white, Hispanic, and blacks.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna make y'all fight one another just to get on top.
Then you got to also look at how many YMCAs do you see in the inner city of Chicago? How many organizations or groups do you see really benefiting the youth out there? And when you look around, you don't see many. You may see a community center, but what's really happening at the community center? What's really happening at the after-school programs that's going to benefit these students outside of them going into a room and going into a gym playing basketball?
This the court right here, where I used to come to almost every day and be able to hoop. Just come out with my bag. I used to live right down the street. And I used to just walk up here on any given day, but that's when you was able to do that. You can't do that no more. Look, ain't nobody out here, it's just me. Look at the rims. Ain't no rims out here, so what they gonna come out here and do? Like, it's so much gang violence, it's so much BS going on in Chicago, like, there's no leeway. But what's kids' options now to do? Go on the street, pick up a gun, kill, rob. Like, come on, man, it's messed up. Like, look, I ain't even really got to talk, you just look at the surroundings.
Smithdale, ain't nothing for Dorchester, South Side, East Side of Chicago. We call it the East Side because it's state to the lake, so we be in between those two. Yeah, and shit, what do I even start? You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, like McDowell, man, from kindergarten to 5th grade, yo, this the beginning. This beginning of everything. This when I was walking to school, 6 years old, 7 years old by myself. I'm from 87. I used to run from 87 all the way down here at 8:30 in the morning with no deodorant. I used to get up, like, literally, no shower, no nothing. I didn't wash my face. I didn't even know how to brush my teeth back then, go to school. Like 05 and like 06 and 07, it was, I wouldn't say it was peaceful. It was like, you wasn't getting dealt with as much as we getting dealt with now as a modern day, as in current day, I meant to say. Like, right now you could get killed coming to parks like this. Back then we used to run around, it used to be a crowd of people, we used to be hooping right there. Yo, we used to hoop on the monkey bars right here. I used to stay dunking on people right here, man. We used to be outside. There used to be a bunch of kids running around, mamas, daddies outside. There was no care in the world, you know? That was about 10 years ago. Now, current day, look what you see. It's hot outside, summertime shade, ain't nobody around. Cause the demographic got rough and the people around here, you know what I'm saying? People got locked up or they got killed. Little kids getting killed.
A lot of the youth are numb to it because it's something that they grow up with on a daily basis. And when you're here in this environment, you gotta adjust. So I end up getting a lot of students who come from that urban, low-income environment who had to fight up until this point for the last 18 years of their life to get to college. Then when they come to college and they finally experience some peace, they can't adjust because they're used to that chaotic environment. When we adapt to chaos, all we can produce is chaos.
You know what I'm saying? Every time you look on the news, you know what I'm saying, it's either a homie dead or a family member dead or either, you know, a youth that never got to grow up.
Honestly, I pray, bro. Before I go to sleep, I pray, I go to church. And I kind of like leave it up to God. Because, it's just sad, bro. Honestly, just thinking about it. Because we think we have so many like solutions, but it's so much deeper than that.
It's also the new drugs for the youth. The shorties wildin'. They wildin', they leanin', they popping pills, Perkins, like they wildin', bro. Like they don't know how to be chill. But yet, that's also because they think they grown at such a young age in Chicago because a lot of kids do go through a lot, so they do have to raise themselves. Right. You know what I'm saying? A lot of kids, you know. So, or a gang raised them, they click raised them now, whatever, because I don't even know if it's even gangs anymore. You know what I'm saying? I think it's mostly cliques. But, with that being said and done, whatever raised them, if they don't get to see stuff better, you know what I'm saying, a better way, or nobody's there to guide them, they're not gonna care. They're not gonna you stepped on my tail, homie, you might get whacked.
Create some type of diversity, whether it's photography, art, because everybody's not going to be involved in sports. Everybody's not going to be an athlete. You know, create other ventures for them to get involved with. It was really good for me. The high school that I went to was a vocational school, so you was able to learn from carpentry, welding, cosmetology, barber school. So there's so many realms that kids can use outside of high school that probably not even gonna go to college.
Looking at the transition of technology kind of shows the transition of the culture. If I see somebody fighting outside, somebody getting jumped, my first reaction 10 years ago would be to try to stop it or try to break it up the best way I could. Now, if somebody sees somebody getting jumped right outside your school or your neighborhood, the first thing people do, they don't call anybody. They don't call the police because you can call snitching if you call the police. They don't try to break it up because you fear for your life that you may get involved as well. First thing you do is you pull out your phone, WorldStar, Facebook Live, Instagram Story, all that stuff, right? And so technology influences the violence even more.
I finally get to the point where I had my certificate of completion, which is my degree, and I pick it up, I walk away, and then I think about it. I've never had one class that talked about who I am and what I am to make me help build my self-esteem. Not a one class. My psychology, my philosophy, English, sociology, you might get a little bit about slavery and impoverished black people, but you never get anything out of all those classes. You paid all that money, and for the most part, most of us gonna have at least a $50,000 bill because of loan, and you never learn anything about ourselves.
We need to have some type of social and social upliftment and consciousness of ourselves in order for us to really change the dynamic, especially when it comes to violence, and not just care about the violence when it hits close to home, but care about it when it hits everybody, because it's no telling when it's gonna hit your family or your friends or your old grandparent or your young cousin or little brother or sister.
Going to Hyde Park, right? The guys who we looked up to was like the King Louis, the gang members, and that's how you got power. You know what I'm saying? Like the women love that, and that's the environment. When I got here, my mentor, he had a nice car. He put up with this fine ass girl, but to me he was a nerd. I thought he was a goofy, right? So I learned like in college. Like when you're actually involved on top of your business, that's where the women come. I'm like, I was in the motherfucker struggling.
You're not gonna even see it. Like, you're not gonna even see what other people feel about you. Like, even when you start dressing like this and you get this appearance, you know what I'm saying? It's still gonna be. Now people see that, okay, we see he growing up or he's developing. He's developing more, so that's the aura that he's putting out. So we gotta address him as such. They treat you differently. They're gonna treat you differently. Yes. So it's all about, you know what I'm saying? It's all about culture. Also, it's gonna be a culture shock too. It's gonna be a culture shock when you get to it. Depending on what school you go to.
Before I wrap it up, we got 1 and 2, then we go close it out and make sure probably do a quick statement from everybody before y'all get up out of here. So 1. Then brother J-roc, then I'll say
when they talking about like code switching, like just to kill the bag, you feel me? So when you come through here, secure the bag. You here for a reason. I want everybody to say secure the bag.
Secure the bag. Y'all ain't say it. Hey, J-roc, you gotta do it again. We not playing. Open your mouth, brother. Go. There you go. Say it with some hard then. Go ahead. Say it.
Secure the bag. No. It's not even a joke.
Tell them the meaning behind it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them. They need to understand. With you securing the bag, what I did. If somebody's like this, say for instance, I'm in here, I got school, but Future called me the next day, I need a cut. You think I'm gonna say no? I don't have no car, I don't have no way to get to him. I'm gonna get to him. Cause I'm securing the bag, you feel me? That's called secure the bag. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take care of what you gotta take care of once you step in college. Period. Period. All that shit y'all talking about, I'm late, school start at 9. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't going to school, so you get an F. You ain't secure the bag. You feel me? You wanna go hang with your homies 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but you got school that down there 8 o'clock. You missing it. You got an F. You just secure the bag. When you get in this building, G, I'm irritated because I don't think these niggas really know. If you come in here, you gotta secure the bag. Period, G. If you know come in college with no asset to doing shit, cause we the mentors, we teaching y'all shit. You feel me? So y'all listen to what the words I'm telling y'all. Don't come to college. Period.
But you have 24 hours. You have 8 hours of sleep. But you have 16 hours. You only have 3 hours of classes. But you have 11 hours to do you. So you study for 5, you still got hella hours. So just remember, you can still have hella fun. I hear you, but this reality is like, we're hella serious, but you can have hella fun. I had hella fun.
Stay in the streets. Y'all want to get killed, that's y'all prerogative. But we here to help y'all, G. You feel me? All that shit you was doing with the little stuff, stop it, bro. I ain't even with that. You know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta pay attention, bro. This the point. This when niggas get misled at, you know what I'm saying? If you secure the bag, G. Just secure the bag, that's all I'm gonna say.
I like that term too. Yeah, cause like you seeing what was the discussion? What was the topic? Anybody remember? What was the question again?
Basically, like to say, to do what's right.
No, I'm talking about what question were they answering? So listen how he just broke that down. Cause I could understand how he did this. When you transition, a lot of us might come from that environment. I came from a rough environment, you know, but it was hard for me to mentally get out of that environment. Even though physically I was in the cab, mentally I was still on Austin. You know, so even when this guy walked past and bumped me, mentally I was on Austin. And I had to remember physically I'm not there anymore. But still, even when I had to switch my mentality, which is the hardest part, I'm not gonna lie, it took me quite a few years. You know, and I still struggle with it these days. You know, I may see a lick and have to check myself before I wreck myself. You know, okay? A lot of walking licks. Exactly. You know, but I had to grow. You gotta grow and you gotta adapt. And if you understand what that brother did, I call that genius. What he did was take his original culture, which we come out of Chicago, and we make it Chicago and say, I'm gonna secure that bag. You know, cause mine was my lingo was I'm about to get my gangsta on. You know, so when I was in the streets getting my gangsta on, I had to switch my mentality to college and said, now I'm switching my hustle. You know, so my hustle was to secure the bag by any means necessary, but I just took that same principle, that same ideology, and just switched it to college. So just how that brother might say, man, whatever your lingo or culture may be, whatever it is, just switch it. Apply it to college. Because a lot of us may be coming from environments where it was hustling, whatever the case may be, just take that what you come from and apply it to college. You get what I'm saying? So just make sure that y'all listen, because the brother, if y'all can pay attention, we sincere.
Because we live in testimonies.
You know?
Y'all understand. We graduated down there 2 weeks.
Yeah.
December.
Right, of December.
We graduated.
That's all I'm gonna say, like,
All right, hey y'all, what's up? This is Noor Najma, also known as Goldilocks. You can follow me on Instagram _Goldie.locks. I teach dance. I am a professional dancer. You can see here, catch some amazing choreography. Maybe you'll fuck with it. This is our story. Hey.
Passion. Passion is something that drives you to get through every day. Passion is something that wakes you up at 5 in the morning like, yeah, man, I gotta do something today. I gotta be productive. I ain't trying to just sit on my ass and do nothing today. You know what I'm saying? Passion is your dream. It won't let nothing get in the way of it. You know what I'm saying? I done had comments and critiques from Dreamville, my boy Ray, J. Cole road manager. J. Cole even said, yo, your work is legendary. Ryan Henry for Black Ink, man, you was a legend. You was the future. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Bibby. He got one of the Left My Mark shirts too.
What's up, man? We gotta get the key. We gotta get the key first.
Watching my boy G Herbo, one of the best artists in Chicago right now, you feel me? Giving him a painting on stage. I done gave Chance the Rapper, 3-time Grammy nominated winner, you know what I'm saying? Whole painting for his crib, personally, hand him a painting, you know what I'm saying? Don't let up, you know what I'm saying? Something that, passion is something that you're not gonna let up on at all and let nothing get in the way. You ain't gonna let nobody stop what you got going on. So do what you gotta do and make it happen. Let me tell my story.
Passion is something that can never die. You can't lose passion overnight. It's like you love somebody. You can't lose love like that. Having a passion is something that could drive you into bigger and better things. It can open a lot of doors if you're willing to let the door open for you. And by me doing that, man, I was blessed enough to cut up the Cubs one point in time, man. Dex, you know, he left. Blessed enough to cut the Cubs, man. Future. Metro booming.
Out there, man, folks, they pull a couple different shit. You know what I'm saying?
And that list goes on too. So by me just doing the things that I'm doing and influencing people in this world today, it's like it's easy to pick up a craft, but it's hard to maintain it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier said than done.
Let me tell my story. So I'm from the South Side. Actually I grew up in a church, went to school early. About 3 years old, I was already in school. I was in 6th grade at 8 years old. Nobody believes that, but I'm telling the truth. So then once we moved to Riverdale, I went to public school, and I actually tested into 5th grade. But because I was only 8 and I was small, which I still am now, probably the same size, my mom wouldn't let me go to 5th grade. I had to go to 4th, so I only skipped 1 grade. So I went through that, and she wanted me to go to the best high school, so I tested in and went to Whitney Young High School. You know the Dolphins, y'all know 211 South Laflin, the best high school in the world. So I went there, and after that, I just, played sports, track, football. I didn't play basketball. I stopped because I wouldn't grow, and I knew they weren't gonna play me, so I gave up on that. So what happened was, I went to college. Once I graduated with a degree in finance, I ended up falling in love and seeing an opportunity for me to do hosting, like basketball hosting and one style street ball hosting. And so yeah, man, I had to really figure out what I wanted to do. Even though they figured it out for me, eventually I was gonna go and follow my dream, which I can't even really call it a dream. I know people always say you follow your dreams. It was something that I cultivated, something that I figured out, something that I knew I was good at, but I didn't know how to find the opportunity. And when the opportunity came, I seized it. So, from that day on, from that, I haven't worked a regular job since 2013. So I've been just from hosting the basketball to now interviewing athletes and doing different brand activations for different brands, from Nike, Jordan, McDonald's, Red Bull, different brands like that. And it's just been a blessing. And I just continue to climb and continue to create my own way. I have a lot that I want to do and that I'm working on now. So I hope to be able to show you all that soon. So that's my story.
When I was 17, I had won this beat battle, this head-to-head producer battle sponsored by Red Bull. And Long story short, I had won the whole thing, and I worked with my major artist, which was Nas, and that was like a really crazy experience. And after that, I started working with local artists from Chicago, mainly A-list artists, and then I just kept working, just working on my craft, and just want to reach out to different artists. So eventually, people heard my beats, and they were more familiar with the tag. So from there, I just started, dishing out beats to everyone.
So I wrote the book, Go For Yours, and I was looking for another opportunity. I actually, to start Go For Yours, I quit my full-time job and I finished my project. So when I completed my project, initially I thought I was supposed to go back to a full-time job, but that did not happen. So I started volunteering and just dedicating myself a lot to the re-election campaign for Barack Obama. And during that time, I met Hill Harper. He's an actor and author and philanthropist, and Hill works with young people. So I told him what I did with young people. I told him about my book and told him I was interested in working with his foundation. So that summer of 2012, I flew from Chicago to LA to volunteer for the Manifest Your Destiny Foundation. I did that 2 summers in a row and eventually was offered a job. So now I'm executive director of that foundation in addition to being the author of Go For Yours, but I literally had to go for mine. I had to put myself out there. I had to volunteer. I had to spend my own money to get to where I ultimately wanted to be, which is in LA, follow my dream among so many people who, have dreams, whether it's acting or whether it's music or whatever. But I literally had to go for mine and put myself out there and create that opportunity for myself, which Go For Yours is really about. It's about creating those opportunities that you want.
All right, so I realized that I had a platform, me being a barber. I get a chance to talk to people on a day-to-day basis. I experienced all different stories, all different type of livelihoods and colors, creeds, and all type of stuff, cultures. And I got a lot of wealth from just cutting hair and talking to people in my chair. So I wanted to kind of extend that to other people I know. Other people, everybody doesn't come to my barbershop at the same time. Me and the other barbers in here got cool people, and we want to create like a platform where everybody can meet at one time, since everybody don't get their haircut at the same time. So Shop Talk is something that we created to kind of extend to the community, to kind of restore community, like something that should be done in a barbershop, but this is just a more general platform for us to do it. So Shop Talk is something we started just for everybody to get a conversation started. We have great conversations in the barbershop all the time, and sometimes they don't go past the barbershop. So this is our extension of the barbershop culture, to kind of reason and talk to everybody.
My job is to put the creativity to life. You know what I'm saying? Putting it on stage, making, the audience feel like they're part of, what I'm saying, that situation, that song, that, whatever he's rapping about. I mean, and that's for any artist, like, is to put what they see in their head, you know what I'm saying, put it on stage and make it come to life, I went to school. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I graduated from Columbia College, Chicago. You know what I'm saying? With recording and laugh sound reinforcement. So, but I did that for a reason too, because I was a little badass kid. You know what I'm saying? That stayed in trouble. So it's like, okay, one thing I could do, since I was so bad, I got locked up for a little sack. Yeah, so from that, it's like, one thing I'm proving to myself, you know what I'm saying? For me, getting that first felony was, I could finish school. I could finish school. Not just high school, like, for my parents, it wasn't no thing of, you had to go to college. You had to get a job. You better get you a city job, get some kind of trade, welding, something like that. 6 months school, whatever you had to do. But I decided to do college, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And then from that, I got in. But yeah, that was from meeting networking with teachers, and a teacher had a company, and boom, started working for his company, and then went to another company after that was a little bigger than that company, and you know what I'm saying, from that company getting referred to do a tour, and then start touring. Right? And then everything else on the road is that, you know what I'm saying? You get the other artists, you know, you have more artists, so.
I feel like I'm fading. Like everything I've done that's made me jaded. And what I became is nothing more than something that is shapeless, weightless, fading, fading.
I have a love-hate relationship with social media. I hate it for all of the negative reasons, like the hate that people can do. And I'm not saying hate like somebody hate on me, but like the hate in the world. People just found more reasons to like attack people and bullying and things like that. I hate it for that, but I do love it for the connecting of people. I love it for how, I mean, we are the social media age. You got people getting famous off social media. It truly connects and it educates. Like Black Lives Matter wouldn't exist without social media. Like all the things that they had been doing to black people. The only reason why people weren't believing us back in the early 1900s and you know whatever is because they was doing it and wasn't nothing to show for it. So now it gives a voice to those who really don't have a voice. So I have a love-hate relationship, and I say that because I met J-roc on Instagram. I didn't know who he was, but I was like, oh, he went to NIU, I'm gonna follow him back. And then he hit me on my page a couple times like, man, you out here killing. Holla at me. And we were supposed to meet a couple times, but every time we were literally supposed to meet in Chicago, I got picked up for a big project. Like the first time we were supposed to meet, I got picked up by Stephen Colbert to do a project on there. And then the second time I was on my way home to Chicago from New York and got a phone call from HBO like, hey, we want to put you on for a role for season 3 Insecure. So it was crazy, but like man, I just booked this gig. I'm literally shitting my pants right now. I got to pack up literally in a day and get out to LA. And I said, the next time we meet, it was crazy. I went to my little brother's college graduation, and I literally met J-roc, Jasper, as he was crossing the stage at his graduation. And everybody was like, and he was just like, man, what's up? I'm like, oh my God. So I met him on one of the best days of his life. And that right there, you can't tell me that's God. Like, literally, look at the day I met him on. Come on, somebody. I met Mark today. He told me he do tats. He showed me his work, and I was like, I want a tattoo. And I've never had a tattoo before. This is my first one, and he just tatted me literally 10 minutes ago. And like I said, that's how you know that these are good people, because I trusted him I can't take this shit off. This is permanent on my body, but he did an outstanding job, and I really wanted this tattoo for a long time. So, I mean, most people will go to the black ink people. No shade to them. I know I actually went to school with some of them, but I trusted Mark being the young brother he is, and I trusted him, and he did an awesome job. So I met Mark today. With his Omar Epps looking ass.
That's when he decided to go into art school and go to the Illinois Institute of Art and sign on there. And we went down there, met with the counselor there, and he started his college education and finished it with a BA.
Go on the ground.
Mark Thomas.
Woo! Okay, Mike.
Yeah, my name is Arrington Porter. I'm a senior here at NIU. I'm a visual artist / musician.
Hi, my name is Alicia.
Hey, I'm Jordan.
My name is Tatiana, and let me tell my story.
Let me tell my story.
Let me tell my story.
I'm from Tennessee. I moved up here to Illinois. I was 17 years old. You know, I support this movement. Let me tell my story.
I rap, dance, sing, poetry, all that. Everybody call me Bob Dance, saying I love dancing. It's my passion. But now I'm just in the books in my fraternity. I'm president of my organization called Fire Waiter.
I want to work in PR specifically just because the way that things are marketed and communicated to the black community specifically is so much different than everything else. So I want to make a change in that aspect.
I'm a professional stylist, and I feel like that's different because it's a lot of style and swag in Chicago.
I'm going to France. I never thought a day in my life like I would go out the country yet alone. Like I've never been really out of Illinois, so
I hope to become a hip hop journalist and hopefully change the way that hip hop culture is seen in the media. I want to give younger black kids a sense of purpose through their urbanness, through their culture, and let them know that it's great, it's okay to rap.
Once I graduate, plan on owning my own business. I'm an entrepreneur myself right now. I sell cologne, perfume for the ladies. Let me know, $10.
So you want to be like Brown Sugar, hip hop journalism? I love that movie. Okay,
that's me. I wrote a paper on Brown Sugar. Actually.
I'm just like I want to do it, but I don't know where to get the money from. End up being I can use my Pell Grant, I can use loans, and I actually started a GoFundMe and I raised $300. So that paid for half of my plane ticket to go round trip to Paris for $600. So
Currently, I'm a manager for a company called Clinique, and hopefully next year I will be moving to LA to grow with the company and continue my journey on to being a speech pathologist in grad school.
That's pretty much my story.
I don't really know what else I'm supposed to say.
I never expected to go study abroad anywhere, and now it's coming true, so I'm pretty excited.
Let me tell my story.
Let me tell my story 2017. Cut. It's the rap.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? This is J-roc.
And this Left My Mark.
And this is Let Me Tell My Story. Thank y'all for coming out, for real, man. We put in hard work, going on this film, G. Sleepless nights, but we did it, man. Y'all that came out, man. Y'all at y'all busy schedules to check our story out. Hopefully we influenced y'all. Hopefully we manifest something into y'all minds to do something different tomorrow. But the main point of the movie, we want to give to y'all just to let y'all go home with another thought in y'all head. Like it's people just like us, that's like y'all, is out there grinding, but not getting their story heard. So
man, just straight hard work and dedication, man. Just put y'all mind to it and make it happen, man. We got this from the ground up, man. Like we said, YouTube. Don't let nothing stop what y'all got going on. Just work hard and make it happen. No excuses. Literally, we both got our degrees, and you see, we still here. So
still here, man. We just appreciate y'all, man. Appreciate the love. Appreciate everything.
Checking out. It's twin though.
It's twin though. I gotta go home. We gotta get the. All right, we go.
Baby. Hey. Baby. Hey. Cruising with my niggas, got no care in the world. Riding round and around the town and seen this badass girl. Baby.
Cruising with my bitches, got no niggas in sight. And we got somewhere to go, so you can't sit through this life.
Say get the fuck about the way, get the fuck about the way. Lot of drama going down, but man, I swear we A-okay. In that 94 Chevy, make it hard to stay awake. Turn the town to Sleepy Hollow when we peel the top away. Moving through traffic, bumping new classics. Stereo or addict, cause it stay hot to the sky, no attic. If you get static, homie, don't panic. Flip to the next track, gymnastics, speed automatic. Cops trying to catch it, then we pulling over and hard being sarcastic. Fuck feeling tragic, got a new tactic. Even when I'm stressed in, I'm fantastic.
T.Y. made it. T.Y. made it.
Get back. Find out. Hey, what you say? Get back. Damn. 3 feet. Damn. My nuts. Release. Damn. I'm up, bitch. He sleep, bitch. What's up, bitch? What you need, bitch? I I just touched down in the AA, that was last night. Out here bulling in this mansion, you damn right. Woods out the woods and the Porsche. I gotta go back to the hood in the morning. I tell Brody like I got this shit, I'm on the one. It's in that soon, I whack it, that's a hole in one. Hey, lil' bro whack 'em, put a hole in one. Hey, and I'm taxing if you're holding something. I tried to tell them bitches, I tried to warn them hoes. Can't lie, when I get on, I'm still gon' fuck them hoes. I'm tryna hit the ceiling, tryna touch a million. Them bitches waiting on me, them niggas hating on me. Soon I hit the set, I'm gon' make a mess. I ain't got shit, fuck up all my messages. Got a bad bitch, she up in my passenger. Niggas ain't on shit, niggas ain't legit. I hop out the whip, I parked it today. Like please don't get me started today. I'm moving up, the stars up in the way. I put the guap up in the safe, you put your partners in the case. Rather have that metal, I don't need the bezel. Before I ever settle, I'm gon' need the wealth. Like fuck it, I'm a rebel, I don't need the help. I took some losses out that shit, I was a boss about that shit. Cover up in fur, I feel like Ross up in this shit.